Welcome to episode 30 of the Sober Stretch podcast, the podcast for anyone with a difficult relationship with alcohol, whether you think you may be an alcoholic or it is affecting your life seriously. We are the podcast for you. My name is Gary. I'm 10 years sober. I'm a co-host, and mate Craig is 2 years. How you doing, pal? You all right?
Yeah, all good, Bal, yeah.
All right, Bell.
Cold, mate. Fucking cold.
You're like some Southern Barry. All right, Bell.
No, I'm golden. How are you?
Yeah, good. Well, we were both just talking before we started about the bags under our eyes and how tired we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Do you know what, mate? I can't lie. I fucking feel like shit.
Yeah,
No,
mate. I'm looking at both of us and thinking that we both look like a pair of alcoholics.
yeah. We look like we ain't slept, don't we? I've had 10
Yeah.
hours sleep. I just feel run down, mate. This weather's doing me in.
Yeah. It's not affected me so badly. I don't know. Well, we're on the coast, so it doesn't get like punishingly cold, and it doesn't snow as heavily. But do you know what? The other day I got caught on a hill in Brighton, and I thought I was going to slide down it. Man, the snow just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, it was a bit hairy. Stuck in the car for 3 hours. Yeah, well, I don't think I'd told you that, but
Well,
yeah, all good. Other than that,
we done an episode where we said about near-death experiences whilst drinking. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
That fucking ship sailed, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one that my mum switched off after 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Don't blame her. Give her chronic anxiety.
Yeah, man.
So today we're going to talk about this is a good one. I'm buzzing for this one actually, and it was your suggestion. Just hope, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
When all shit around us just looks dark and we don't feel that we can see a way out. You know as well as I do, there always is a way out, isn't there? And shit always gets better, man.
yeah. I think you see, like in the public eye, you see people who like really fall from grace, and there is always redemption for them, you know. And it's the same in normal life. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons I suggested this topic, I'll repeat what I said to you a minute ago. A podcast I was on in October came out today. Tasha's Tales. I'll plug it because it's really lovely. She's a really nice lady, and I don't know, just the way she interviewed me and the questions she asked and her like soft manner really extracted a lot of raw stuff out of me. I just listened back to it and I was listening to it in the kitchen, and at one point near the end, I just burst into tears because I just remembered how well, you know, just all the emotions that go around it. Like, and I think I was particularly thinking about it was part of my first year, and now how far I've come, and it just got the better of me. And
Yeah, man.
it just goes to show there is always hope. There is always like,
Yeah.
no matter how fucked up you are. I really, really, really believe that.
Same. Because I think I said this to you as well. I think it's easy for us now because of the position that we're in now. I think it's quite easy for us to say, or it's easy for anyone who's already done it to say, get sober.
Mm.
But when you cast your mind back, we all know it weren't fucking easy, at all. And it was a very, very, very dark time. Getting sober weren't a dark time, actually. It was a tough time. But there were points, I'm sure for you, there was 100% points in my life where I thought, this is all I'm living for. Surviving every day. And also, what's the fucking point?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was my kind of underlying baseline emotion for, you know, over a decade. Just thought, oh, wow. I think I found it really hard. Like, I went to uni and I already knew I had a problem, and I became like a grown-up, but not by any real stretch of the imagination, a proper grown-up. And it was just from there on, it was just like darkness.
Yeah.
Like genuine, underlying, constant, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year,
That's
relentless emotional pain, underlying stress, anxiety.
Yeah, man. I just couldn't be happy. Even when I laughed, it was like fake. It was just not sincere. You know what I mean? There was no life there, and I can see it in other people as well. I can see like the silent sufferers, you know, and that's what alcohol does to people. I don't fucking absolutely detest alcohol, and I don't detest everyone drinking alcohol, but I detest what it does to people who have a problem with it. And it's just a killer, in it. It will literally take your soul.
Yeah, I think taking the soul is a good way of putting it. It just leaves you lifeless, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, like it makes you fuck it. You can see it in your skin. Do you know what I mean? Your skin's like fucking grey. There's just no life there. And we said last week about you've got, I mean, this is I'm not this way inclined, but you've got bright eyes, haven't you? So it's like, so I bet your eyes weren't like that when you were drinking. I bet they were
No,
fucking dull.
they're really, really honest to God, they were. I think I said last week that my mum came at 6 weeks sober even and said visited me and noticed it, just the
Yeah,
pattern and the pallor of my skin. It's just like it's a
yeah,
you become a different person. So you going back to the hope angle, people. Do you know, there's like, it's ironic that people don't think they have the strength needed to get sober when the strength to remain an alcoholic
yeah,
is the bigger requirement.
yeah,
Does that
yeah,
make sense? No.
yeah, mate. I know exactly what you mean. To be able to drink that consecutively, you have to be a fucking warrior. To
Yeah.
go through that many hangovers and that much anxiety and that much depression and that many low times and to still fucking stand, fuck me.
Yeah. That's the message today, isn't it? Like, if you're, because we, the sober stretch, and and you said it as well, we've received a lot of messages this week.
Yeah,
People reaching out, people worried about their situation, raw, fucking raw stuff. Um, I don't think the people that are sending them realize that the reserve of strength required to get sober is in them because of that drinking punishment that they put themselves through, and still fucking, like you say, go to work, get out of bed, exist.
yeah,
You just said sobriety was tough. It wasn't depressing. Getting sober,
no,
I agree with that. So you getting sober, there's all these fears around it, but automatically it's like it's a shift up, isn't it?
yeah. It your baseline's here, yeah. You can't get. I mean, I say baseline. It's not a baseline. You're in the fucking pits. You are literally in hell. If you
Mm.
feel how I felt, you're literally living in hell. And I was there for 5 years. You was there for 10 years, whatever. And it cannot get any worse. So if you're doing something to improve yourself, even if it's not having a drink for one day, yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's not going to be depressing in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be fucking enlightening and
Yeah.
positive. Um, l- I just, I just feel like everyone was. Maybe this is a bit too spiritual for some people, but I do believe we're all here to give something to the world. We're all here to leave leave something for when we're gone. Some message, or maybe not a message so much, but we're here to fucking impact the world. And every single one of us has more to do, has more to their life than just drink and just drink to get by and drink to survive. 'Cause that's a fucking dead life.
A dead life. Yeah, yeah. It's a really good way of putting it. That was really lovely what you said. I couldn't agree more. And most people, you'd think, and I think that's where the torment comes in because people know that they should be contributing and having an impact, but they're so far removed from that. And if anything, other people, they're draining from other people. They're not giving. So it's like the polar opposite of what you want to achieve is where you are at. So you feel so far away from contribution and integrity and decency. That's just no way to live.
Nah.
You've got unfinished business out there.
Yeah.
Fucking go and have it.
Yeah.
You know? Look at us, mate. I mean, look, we're just two normal geezers.
I know, yeah.
There's nothing fucking special about us.
No,
So
no.
if you think you're not special listening to this in your car, you are, and you've got people that love you, and you are a good human being, and don't allow the drink to poison your mind and all that shit negative self-talk. But you're just a person like us. You can do it.
Just have to remind yourself that you will not regret. There will not be one thing that you regret by quitting alcohol. Not one thing. There is nothing. It can seem scary, but there is nothing scary, or there is nothing to be worried about at all. If you're in the fucking pits, it's a no-brainer because life starts again.
Yeah. You said, you
Doesn't it?
asked me a couple of weeks ago if I felt like I'd had two separate lives because I've been sober for quite a while, and two separate lives, two separate people, two separate existences. It's just, and you know, what's harder, being an alcoholic for another 5 years,
Yeah,
or strapping in and trying to sort your shit out in the space of 6 months? You can change your life.
yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're going to rid yourself of all the trauma and shite attached to being an alcoholic for a long time, but in 6 months.
Well, think how you would feel. For anyone listening, think how you would feel now if you could say to yourself, or say to your friend, or say to your missus that, or your boyfriend, I'm 6 months sober. Like that's life changing for a lot of people that having their lives fucking ruined by it, and have done for years and years and years. So many people are fucked, or not fucked. So many people, so, so many
People know what you
people's,
mean, man.
so many people's lives are getting ruined by booze, and they don't even know who they are because of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then when when you quit, it is literally like a whole new start. It is fucking mad. I can't put it into words. But to be given a second chance, you do feel so blessed, don't you?
Hmm.
I feel like it's how people would feel when they come out of prison. Serious.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that route of the comparison because I know what you mean, though. Look, it's just new beginnings, out
Yeah,
of the nick, or out of the pub, whatever it
exactly.
is.
Yeah.
New beginnings. It's like spring, man. What better time of the year to get sober than now? Because if you stay sober until the end of Feb, that's when those what are the first flowers that come out? The snowbells, what are they called?
I don't know.
Snowdrops.
I don't know.
They're the first ones that come. They're like little white bell like that, and then the clocks are going to change. I'm telling you, the clocks change in about 10, 11 weeks. I'm telling you now, if you can stay sober until the clocks change, spring and you are going to like merge into one. I know that might sound mental
No,
to
no,
you, but
no. No, I
I
like
just think
it.
it's such a great time because then by the time you've got 6, 8 weeks under your belt, 10, 12, and of course that's hard, but it's better than the alternative, that I think you'll just feel like you're coming alive, as is the Northern Hemisphere, you know?
Yeah, man. No, fucking 100%. It is literally. It's like it's really difficult to say it in words what it's like, because people are like, will be like, surely it's not that great. Surely not. It's not a rebirth. It's not a new life. But it genuinely is. I cannot tell you. I mean, people can see photos of what we was like before and stuff like that. It's easy to chuck a photo on Instagram and be like, this was me. But all you can really see from a photo is an appearance. No one really knows what's going on in your head. from a photo. But when I tell you that it wasn't misery. It was much more than misery. It was fucking despair. It was waking up every morning, like in pain, like as if think, fuck, like I've got to do this again. And now wake up every day like happy. Like, don't get me wrong, there are days where I think, I mean, this week I have felt rough and I thought, fuck, like this is hard, but it's not like I don't want to be here.
Yeah. Despair's the word, mate.
It is fucking hard. And oh my, yeah, it's just too much to not have to feel like that in the morning and wake up and actually think, fuck me, I'm happy I'm alive.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think back to my life in London, which was where it was the most depressing. And if I think about all the gaffs that I lived in and all the flats, and if I think about my bedrooms, all I think about is how I used to feel when I woke up.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking heavy shit, man. Do you know what I mean? Every day. Just, and you know, like to your mates in the house, like I lived with one lad from Northeast for a good number of years. Like he was very together. I've mentioned him before, he's fucking sound lad. And every morning, like we moved flats together, every morning I thought, why am I feeling like this in the pit of my stomach every day? Do you know that pit of the stomach feeling? You open your eyes, you go, and it's not necessarily because I'm drunk. I got 8 pints in last night and fucking whatever. It was just that you can't exist properly if you have a permanent lump in your stomach of anxiety, sadness, despair, worry, you know, depression every day. And there'll be plenty of people listening to this that can relate to that.
100 fucking percent. Yeah. that feeling, the as soon as you open your eyes, or sometimes you don't even need to open your eyes. Sometimes you're awake, but you keep your eyes closed because you don't want to face reality.
Yeah. God, that rings a bell with me.
Everything hurts. Your body fucking hurts. Your head hurts. You know what I mean? It is fucking horrendous. Horrendous. And this isn't because there'll be some people that are like, how is it that bad? How did you feel that bad? But it's because we literally drunk most days in a week and caned it every day, and we could not fucking stop.
I would say from the age of 18 to 33, I probably drank 95 to 98% of the days.
Yeah, same.
I mean, how?
Same. Yeah, same.
I mean, for me, that's 15 times 334. That's like, that's a fucking lot of days. Wow.
You know they do like a Spotify rap, yeah. And they
Yeah.
say like your year music shit, like top top artists and stuff like that, and how
Yeah.
many hours you've listened to. Imagine there was one that like for drinkers, like your top drink.
Yeah. Your hours spent in the pub.
Yes,
That would help people get sober.
yes, your hours spent in the pub. The money you spent this year.
Yeah.
Uh,
The
the
arguments you had.
the arguments you had. Your the days you spent anxious. For me, 100%.
Yeah.
Because even when I had a day off, I was still struggling from the anxiety 3 days fucking before. You know what I mean? So I was constantly on catch up.
Yeah.
Never spent a
It's
day not anxious ever.
Yes, heavy, man.
And on the flip side, as bad as it is literally, again, I don't want to sound like a cringy bastard, but it is possible for everyone.
Yeah.
You don't have to have loads of money, you don't have to go to rehab. I'm not a health professional, but just don't drink today. And then get to tomorrow, and then don't drink tomorrow, and watch your life transform. Because there's way too many negatives, and again, I don't want to sound too depressing, but the way that I felt, it weren't worth living. Everyone used to call me depressed. Did they? You? Everyone used
No,
to say I was miserable, unless I put on some facade. But by the end of it, but like the later days of my drinking career, I weren't even happy when I was pissed, like, and I couldn't fake it anymore. I couldn't fake it. I was miserable. I fucking hated life.
and where'd you go from there? Because if you can't be even
Sleep,
slightly lifted in your mood from
nah, from your crutch, yeah, nah, it's done.
from yeah, yeah.
It's done.
No,
And
I wasn't like that. I think people probably thought I was very outgoing, very like fucking nutter when I was out on the piss.
which
And
is even
then
sadder, I think, because in fact it's not sadder, but I know the exact type of person you was, even though I'd never met you. This like person that doesn't exist comes out every time you get to that level of drunk, yeah. But that person's not even real, is it? It's not even you.
no, it's the absolute antithesis of the person that I wanted to be. I fucking hated the behaviour that came with the long sessions. You know,
Yeah,
when there was an uncontrollability to my behaviour. Hated that person.
yeah,
Hated waking up knowing I'd done the same shit. I don't know. I'm really emotional today. I
yeah,
just fucking hated myself. I was so ashamed of myself all the time, and it was just I couldn't control it. Like I'd get like debilitating shame from a Friday night event until fucking Wednesday, and then I'd just about mentally recover from it, and then I'd be doing the same shit, and then over the weekend because I
yeah,
was tortured, and I had this persona as like this gregarious, outgoing extrovert, larger than life character, and I
yeah,
was, and I'm that. I don't look at me. I don't, but I am like
yeah,
a. I was a teacher. I can stand in front of 100 people and deliver a fucking thing with my eyes closed. That's the type of person I am.
yeah,
But inside, my close mates knew that I was really suffering. My best mate who I lived with for a while at uni and then in London, used to say on a Sunday night, like, darkness, the cloud that would come over me, like it was something. And the only person in the entire world I could be with was him. He was the only one that would soothe it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. It's fucking sad, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
so
man.
sad. It's obviously. Do you know what it is? Why you're emotional now? It's because sometimes I feel like you can really hone in on what it was like and really remember. Whereas because think about it, it's been 10 years, and
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's
Because
been
I never
10
think
years,
about it. I
and
never think about it.
you still know how bad it was,
Yeah,
and it's 10 fucking years ago. You know what I mean? It's like grieving.
yeah, yeah. It's like maybe if both my parents were alive, but you get my partner, she'll sometimes watch something on the telly and she'll just well up because she's thinking about her mum.
Yeah, which
And
is normal.
totally, of course, and it's absolutely normal to do what I'm doing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah,
It'll be quite public, but
yeah.
that's
No,
that's good, man. I don't give a fuck if people on the internet see me crying about my alcoholism. I don't care.
no, mate,
I'm also that type of person. I don't give a shit. I hope someone sees this and goes, "Well, fuck me. If he did it, I can."
bro. I mean, it's you're an honest man, and Instagram needs it. Instagram needs it, mate, because Instagram is full of false shit that does not exist. And I know how bad your life was. So for you to get through that, man, I'm fucking proud of you. 10 years, do you know what I mean? Fair fucking play.
Cheers, mate.
And that's all you're getting.
It's just, it's if you're an alcoholic and you can't see the future, like you and me have spent 2 hours in each other's company, and we are like having a positive impact on people's lives from our mobile phones. And we were two utter pissheads. So there needs people. It needs people like us to go. You can fucking do it, man. You can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to go into how you do it today because we talk about that, and my SoberNSound talks about that, and like the if you listen to all of our episodes, there's plenty of tips and advice in there.
I think if you're listening to this today is the day, yeah, for you to think, does drinking impact my life in a more positive way or a negative way? And think about it for as long as you need to. For most people, I think it will be pretty straightforward that you won't need to get out a pen and paper and start writing a pros and cons list. I think it'd be pretty obvious if drink is negatively affecting your life and stopping you from living the life that you want. Once you've established that, you then know, unfortunately, you've got a problem. Yeah, because you're consuming something that is negatively affecting your life, but you're still choosing to drink it every day or every weekend, but it's not making you happy. It's negatively, it's making your life worse. So as soon as you accept that, that is literally like, I don't know the word for it, but that is a huge moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you know what the fuck it is that's making your life worse than what it should be. So from today, make that decision to be like, right, this is it. I'm done. If you need to take a week off work, if you're real bad, or a couple of weeks off work, fucking do it, man. It's the most important life-changing thing that you'll ever do.
Yeah.
And what is taking a week off work when it could change your life?
It's prioritizing yourself.
Yeah, man.
To give yourself a little bit of breathing space. It's hard, isn't it, when you've got to go to work every day, to come home and after a long day at work, you're like, oh, well, I'm a weak fucking, I'm a wet pants, so I'm just going to like reach for the bottle. That's how I used to feel, like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm so pathetic, but I'm going to go straight into that offie.
Yeah. All the wages that you've just earned are going on the thing that's killing you to keep you going for another day.
It's just, it's mental.
But I just think, it's ironic because this episode's about hope. But
well, let's turn it around into something. But yeah, I think sometimes we're very honest. Sometimes we decide to talk about something, we touch on it, we go off on tangents. That's what podcast is, man. We're just two lads talking about drinking and sobriety. I don't think people give a fuck what the title is.
no.
But obviously we stick to some general concept. But to get hope from seeing people change, you need evidence that there are relatable people doing it or having done it.
What do you think? What do you think was the worst things that alcohol done to you in your life? Like not events, but what was the, like, for an example, for me, the worst thing about alcohol for me was the anxiety that it gave me. And I mean, the fact that it made me skint was definitely not the worst thing for me. But what would you say was the worst things that it done for you?
I think,
Can be multiple answers.
yeah, I think it stripped me of. I think it stole a decade of my life. That's when I think of my my past, I feel like it stole a huge chunk of my life. But and I felt that at the time. I was like, I'm not, and that in turn made me depressed. So I think it was that.
Yeah.
I also think very similar though. The anxiety, and I'm not sure I would call mine anxiety. It was just like a mule kick in the stomach of depression every morning.
Yeah. It's fucking horrible, isn't it? It's horrible. And on the flip side, what would you say sobriety has given you? Apart from 2 kids. I mean,
Mental freedom. It's all I ever wanted when I used to walk down the street on Streatham High Road in the pissing rain on a Monday or probably a Tuesday or maybe a Wednesday morning, first day back at work, in the pissing rain with the same shirt that I wore on Friday that I'd not washed because I couldn't get my shit together, stinking of booze, not having to go through that mental experience anymore. And I don't mean mental as in, oh, it was mental. I mean like that it was
yeah.
torture.
Yeah.
So to have that lifted has meant I've got a kind of breezy attitude to life now because it's not that. What I've got now is not that. So like, it doesn't matter what I've got now. At least it's not that.
Bro, the darkness was fucking dark, wasn't it?
Oh mate, yeah, yeah, it's heavy, wasn't
Oh,
it?
mate. Yeah. And like, I felt physically fucked. Like, I felt sounds awful, but I'd like, I wouldn't even be able to, like, I wouldn't even really be able to eat unless I was drunk.
Oh, oh wow! I found it difficult to chew and swallow because of the anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And then when you're drunk and that, you'll eat a fucking pizza or kebab or whatever. Like, no worries.
yeah,
But in the morning, you'd be fucking starving, mate. Not be able to eat.
yeah, yeah. I really found swallow. The only thing I could swallow was alcohol. I
Yeah,
couldn't. I
yeah,
found it really hard to swallow food
yeah,
when I was
yeah.
that out of it
Even
emotionally.
even water stuff, mate.
Oh god.
Yeah, man. But then like
Yeah.
that, I remember I was getting on a flight. I had a heavy few days in Marbella for my mate's 30th, and as soon as I got there, I was a nightmare. As soon as I got there, uh, we was there for 5 days. I've got the fire extinguisher, set the fire extinguisher off in the place, in the hotel room. The whole place is fucked because of me, because I blacked out on the first night. And then, long story short, I had 5 days of cane in it. On the last day, was obviously was at the airport, went to get on a flight, and we was going through the gates, and I just started having a fucking meltdown, and I was shaking all over, and I was like, I literally cannot get on this plane. I will literally die. I had to run back through the gates and get a pint can, buy a pint can, and I just sunk it, and people were watching me, and my hand was like this,
Oh god, yeah.
and I couldn't live that life again, man. Fuck me. You're incapable of pretty much everything, ain't you?
Yeah.
Like, especially doing it with a smile on your face, you might as well fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I like what you just explained described. I could if I sat down with a pen and paper, I could probably write out off the top of my head now, 10 years later, 15 times where I felt like that. Yeah. But I'm not belittling. I'm agreeing with you. Do you know what I mean? Just that,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
no,
my
yeah.
god, if I don't, I can't do this. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. No, no, no.
Yeah,
No matter what it was, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. What it was, but
yeah.
knew that I was about to have a panic attack or a meltdown, or just my brain was going to explode
Yeah.
because I couldn't handle the emotions I was feeling. It was like, oh no.
Mad, mate. Like, everything that you done, you had to think about, is booze going to be there? Or am I going to have to bring my own? Or, you know what I mean? And it's so sad. It literally could have been fucking anything. It could have been anything. But I'd be thinking, what's booze situation saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's an open bar. Right, I'll be there. I'm on my
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
I'm on my
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Better not be watered down shit.
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Crazy. Um, but
Oasis are playing the smallest venue in the world, and there's only 8 people invited, and you're invited, but you can't drink now. Am I right? Just
you probably wouldn't know, would you? I don't think I would.
that. If there's anything that I could have got to without a drink, it would have been an intimate Oasis gig or meeting Eric Cantona or Roy Keane. I might have just about managed that, but like,
Roy Keane would have
yeah.
been like, "What the fuck's wrong here? Sort yourself out."
It's your job. He's
Yeah,
not Northern Irish. Sorry, Roy, my hero.
yeah, he's a legend.
Oh, mate. But like,
No,
do you know what? I take strength from people like him. You know, so like such strong convictions and sticks to his beliefs. And I didn't do any of that when I was drinking. So, and I think it's so hard to stand up and be counted as a, decent person with principles and scruples when you're behaving like that and you're acting like that. So if you feel like that now, that's another glorious thing that comes out of sobriety, which is just you, the ability to sit with yourself and sit with your traits and your characteristics and see yourself as a better person.
yeah, I feel like your values come back, don't they?
Yes.
Your values come back, your meaning comes back, and you the things that you used to, the big thing for me was I used to always think that I do not enjoy anything in life unless I'm drunk. I didn't enjoy anything. Honestly, fucking anything. I don't even think, if I had a kid, I don't even think I'd enjoy the fucking birth, mate. Well, I mean, you don't anyway, but I don't think I'd. It sounds sad, mate, but I think I would struggle being around, like, oh, I don't know, that's a fucked up thing to say, but everything had to involve it. So when I stopped drinking, I realised that I could actually, number one, have fun without it. That was a huge fucking plus because that scared me to death. But also, I like gravitated towards the things that I used to do before as well. So I started playing footy again, started going gym again, started running, started doing all this bollocks again. I say bollocks, it's all good stuff. And that's because drink took that all away from me. So when you get rid of the alcohol, you get rid of the poison, you start claiming back your life. Does that make sense?
I mean, how can it not make sense, really?
Yeah, man. It was
You just
But do you
alcohol
remember
takes
how?
takes takes.
Yeah, you must remember like your life, yeah, was booze. There was. I know there was a lot to you, Gary. Yeah, but I know for a fact that your life, all you gave a fuck about was booze. Yeah, you work to make money to drink to survive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But you did you ever feel like did you ever feel worried that if you did give up alcohol, there would just be no point in being alive?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't see. It's weird, isn't it? You get trapped in that. It's a catch-22. You can't carry on like this, but you've got no belief that you can do or exist without it either.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
anything
yeah.
or exist without it. So you end up just treading water and carrying on because I didn't. I could not imagine a life without alcohol. And do you know how quickly I could? 5 weeks, 6 weeks,
Yeah. Yeah.
15 years of that, and then suddenly. walking over the what's that river? The Guadalquivir in Seville. Walking along that after week 5, going, oh wow, holy shit! That's what it felt like. I can,
Mate,
maybe, just maybe.
it's buzzing, isn't it?
It's amazing, man. It's so good. It's people think, oh, you don't drink. No, people don't. A lot of people aren't like that. But like, when I get a successful reel, often get 80, 90, 100,000 views out on stuff. And that's when randoms see it with no context and they like say, oh, well, you brew, what are you, some kind of pussy?
Yeah.
There's an English dad about 6 weeks ago wrote underneath it. He was about 55. I had a little look on his profile, just on his profile picture, him and his wife and his 2 teenage kids. And he's writing, oh, look at you fucking crying because you can't handle it like the rest of us, weak as piss. And then 3 laughing emojis. I was like, I fucking guarantee I've got more mental resilience in my left bollock than you have in your whole body, mate.
100%. And the
Getting
sad thing is,
sober is
the geezer was probably half cut when he wrote that.
maybe it was a Sunday night, so you can imagine. Getting sober is one of the biggest shows of character and strength a person can show.
Yeah,
Like,
I think, I think beating any addiction, innit? Like,
it makes you hard as fuck, man.
do you know what brought it all back for me as well is because I said earlier, I think it's you've gone back down memory lane a lot today, ain't you? And
Yeah, yeah.
it's because you've watched that podcast back. It's brought a lot back, and it's
Mhm.
good to reflect, especially for the position that you're in, because you help so many people. I think it's good because you still understand how hard it is for people. You haven't got to 10 years and then be like, oh, just stop. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because you know how hard it was
Yeah,
still. And what brought it back for me was literally quitting this fucking nicotine, man, stopping the
yeah,
vapes. Fuck, man, like I've gone through it the last month. I've been up and down like horse draws, honestly. Like 1 minute, 1 minute I'm madly depressed, and then the next I'm sweet, and then I've got anxiety. I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack, and that's just all withdrawals. So I know it brought it all back to me because I was like, fuck, this is what it was like when quitting booze. But because I'm 2 years in the clear now, it's a distant memory. I still
yeah,
know what it was like, but life is just not that anymore. I don't know how I survived for so long fucking doing that shit. Because every day you wake up is the withdrawal starts, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Every
yeah,
morning you wake up, the
yeah,
withdrawal starts.
yeah. I found that I never wore a blue shirt in the summer because my back would sweat.
Yeah,
A
mate.
pale
Oh,
blue shirt, you get,
yeah.
and it's
Oh,
quite,
the feeling, mate.
it's
Horrible.
just cascade out like pints of alcohol and stench and sweat pouring, cascading down your back. I used to get to work, the elastic band on my boxers would be fucking sodden, just through like.
Yeah. Bro, that's made me feel fucking ill.
Sleeping. Memory lane, a lot of despair. But look at us now. Do you know what I mean?
A
We're
lot of
not. We're
hope,
not.
man.
We're not. We're not magic people. We're not wizards. We're just
No,
two
far
guys that
from it.
are showing you that you
We,
can do it if you really try and you really like put a plan together and get some help.
yeah,
You know.
we're, I mean, we do this, number one, no, not number one, in no particular order. We do this because I said to Gary, this is like my therapy. And I'm sure you feel the same. Yeah, I love talking about my old life because I think it's good and I never used to talk ever. So, and we do it to help you guys as well, because this is what we wanted. when we was going through it. And I always said to myself, when I was searching the internet trying to find something, I remember saying, I'll be that fucking guy that helps people because I know how bad it is. So it's lovely to give back to the community.
Isn't it? Yeah. And not through community service because we got nicked for doing something stupid and we're pissed. Yeah, something like altruistic and
Yeah, mate.
kind. Well done us, and well done you for
Yeah,
tuning in and making an attempt.
yeah, man.
All you got to do is keep trying because it one day will stick. You have to believe it'll stick. But if it doesn't stick one time, then the next time you have to approach it differently and keep working at it. And you know, it's a game, man. You have to complete the game. You have to
Mm-hmm.
work it out. And if
Yeah,
it's okay to fail and not get to the next level straight away, relapses are good signs because they give you, they teach you lessons. So it's all there, man. It's all there.
yeah.
Safe.
Safe.
We are at the Sober Stretch on Instagram. We are on Spotify and YouTube. Episodes come out at 3:00 every Sunday. And please do subscribe, follow, share. We've got an important message. I think a lot of people will benefit from it. So please feel free to share it. And if you want my content, it's at SoberNSound, Sober letter N Sound on Instagram.
And
Craig.
I nearly forgot. I'm at live without limits _ coaching on Instagram, and that's all things to do with health and fitness and sobriety. Replacing one addiction for the other, really.
Lovely. Wicked,
Yeah.
mate. Top one, that. Right, I'll go in there, try and spend an hour without crying.
Yeah, do it, mate. Do it. Drink some water. You must be fucking dehydrated.
Will do. Peace.
Safe. Good man. Catch you later, man.
Bye, mate.
Bye-bye.